Hey everyone, let's travel back in time to Africa, a place bursting with life, history and amazing stories. Long before Europeans arrived, Nigeria in the heart of West Africa was home to incredible civilizations. These weren't empires ruled by one person. Think of them like a colorful quilt made up of many different cultures. The Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa and many others each had their own special traditions, beliefs and ways of life, but they were all connected by the land and a shared history that went back hundreds of years. These early Nigerians were super smart about their environment. They knew how to live in the forests of the south and the grasslands of the north. They built communities that worked with nature, not against it. They understood the seasons and how people and nature could live together peacefully. Back then, stories were really important. They passed down knowledge, history and beliefs from grandparents to parents to kids. These stories were part of their everyday lives, teaching them about the world and their place in it. They told tales of gods and goddesses, heroes and the power of community. In the Yoruba kingdoms, the Igbo villages and the Hausa city-states, life was exciting and full of different experiences. It's a story of strength, adapting to change, and the amazing spirit of people who knew how important community and culture were. In southwest Nigeria, the Yoruba people did things a little differently. They built powerful kingdoms with leaders who were both religious and political. The most important person was the Oba, a respected leader who was like a king and a priest. The Oba wasn't just a regular king. People believed he was connected to the gods and had to keep peace between the human world and the spirit world. He had a lot of power, but he also listened to a group of elders and advisors who helped him make good decisions. The Yoruba people were amazing artists. Their cities, like Ife and Oyo, were beautiful, with detailed carvings and sculptures that showed their beliefs. They were great at working with metal, making awesome bronze statues of their rulers and gods, and their colorful woven cloths were famous all over the area. Religion was a big part of Yoruba life. They worshipped many gods and goddesses, each one in charge of something different, like nature or human emotions. Music and dancing were super important in their rituals and celebrations. They had lots of festivals for birth, death and new beginnings. East of the Yoruba lands, across the Niger River, were the Igbo people. Instead of kingdoms, they lived in separate villages, each one led by a group of elders. The Igbo believed in talking things out and making decisions together. Everyone got a chance to share their ideas, so the whole community was happy. This way of leading helped the Igbo become independent and strong. Nature was very important to the Igbo. They believed in a main god, Chukwu, and lots of other spirits that lived in nature. They did special ceremonies and gave offerings to keep everything in balance, so their land would be healthy and their communities would be safe. The Igbo were also great at business. They were excellent traders, and their markets were busy places where people bought and sold things from all over. They traveled far and wide, making connections with other communities and sharing goods and ideas. Up north, where the dry grasslands met the Sahara Desert, the Hausa people built strong city-states. These cities, like Kano, Katsina and Zaria, were important for trade, learning about Islam and sharing different cultures. Unlike the Yoruba and Igbo, who mostly followed their own religions, the Hausa followed Islam, which came from North Africa. Islamic laws and traditions became a big part of Hausa life, influencing their rules, society and art. The Hausa city-states were ruled by emirs, who were both political and religious leaders. The emirs had big armies to protect their trade routes and make their territory bigger. They also cared a lot about education, building Islamic schools that brought in smart people from everywhere. The Hausa were known for their awesome crafts, especially cloth, leather and metal. Their indigo-dyed cloth was really popular in West Africa. They made beautiful leather sandals, bags and saddles, and they were also skilled blacksmiths, making tools, weapons and decorations. The civilizations of Nigeria were always changing. They adapted to the environment, made alliances, and learned from other cultures. They traded, moved around, and sometimes fought with their neighbors, sharing ideas, goods, and new ways of doing things. When Europeans arrived in the 1400s, things changed a lot. The slave trade was terrible for many communities, forcing millions of Africans away from their homes. But even through these hard times, the people of Nigeria never gave up. The legacy of these early civilizations is still alive in Nigeria today. From the Yoruba kingdoms to the Igbo villages and the Hausa city-states, you can see their influence in art, music, languages, and traditions. Even with the challenges of colonialism and modern life, the Nigerian people still value creativity, community, and their history. Their story is inspiring. It shows us how strong people can be and how important it is to protect different cultures in a world that's always changing.